Well, my name's Christopher Ray. I'm the Disaster Program Manager for the American Red Cross here in Worcester County. I'm responsible for all things disaster related in pretty much the whole of Worcester County and a little bit of Middlesex too. So that goes from the Connecticut border all the way up to New Hampshire, just about the Pioneer Valley, and then over to about the 495 or so.
Yeah.
And I'm here with...
My name is Mary Lou Volpe, for those of you that don't know me. I'm with the Sturbridge Fire Department, and I am the SAFE coordinator for the town. And the SAFE encompasses students and seniors.
And we're here to talk about home fire safety,
Yes, we are. Yes,
as I
we are.
understand it. So how many of you guys have smoke detectors in your house? You at the back? How many of you have working smoke detectors in your house? Well, how do you know? Have you tested it recently?
I can check the date.
No, you have to check them. You should be testing them once a month.
Oh, okay.
Okay, there's been a lot of fatalities in Massachusetts this year from home fires. And in most of them, it's because of non-working smoke detectors. That's the biggest cause. So I don't want you climbing up on ladders to test them, all right? A broom handle will work just fine. There's a button on there, and all you do is put the broom handle up, hit the button, and it should go off. If it doesn't go off, call us. All right, if you need a battery replaced, or if you think the detector is over 10 years old, you can contact us. The fire department will come out and we'll either replace the batteries for you or replace your smoke detector. Okay?
Up on the ceiling, every smoke detector's got a battery, or a little button, a test button. And you can use a broomstick, like you said. What a lot of people don't realize, though, is they're only good for 10 years. Typically speaking, a really, really good smoke detector is not going to last longer than 10 years, even your hardwired ones. It's important to keep track of that. For your information, you know, in the back of every one of these things, there is in fact a date of when it was manufactured. So you can in fact see if it's beyond its usable service, let's say. Put that back down.
Because after 10 years, if, God forbid, there is a fire in your house and you hadn't replaced them, you're going to have a hard time with the insurance company because you had a non-working smoke detector or one that was out of date. And one thing when he showed you with this is that these detectors come with this little handy-dandy shower cap.
It's not a shower cap.
It's not a shower cap, but I would highly recommend hanging on to these and putting them in that junk drawer in the kitchen, because if you ever have any work done in your house, like and there's any sanding done or anything that's going to create a lot of dust, like if you're going to paint and you're going to sand the walls or whatever, have the person that's doing it put this over your detector while they're doing the work, and it'll keep the dust out of there, because dust will set these off.
Now
Do they always come with those cats? Do they always come with
The ones that
they
he
don't.
has.
They don't. These are kind of fancy ones. Our program, so our home fire safety campaign is a nationwide initiative which we're installing smoke detectors all around the country. And in this case, what we're installing with fire departments, such as the Sturbridge one here, is 10-year sealed battery. You can't change the battery in here. The battery is good for 10 years. But the technology is a little bit different than the old ones that you're used to. This is a photoelectric smoke detector. It has a little beam of light that can tell when there's smoke in the atmosphere and whatnot. It's not as sensitive to humidity as some of the old ones. You know, when you have those nuisance alarms, those false alarms from your cooking and whatnot. These are a little bit more
Get the towel out.
precise, let's say. But we've had really good luck with them so far. They've been really quite effective for us. But our goal with the program is really to make you guys a lot safer, make homes safer across the country and here in Worcester County. So far with a bunch of fire departments, we've done 164 homes already in the last 3 months, which is great. I just came from a fire today, in fact, and two in the previous 2 days, and everybody got out well. They got out safe, they survived, they weren't injured. In part it was because they had working smoke detectors. Can only think how scary it would be if they didn't have smoke detectors functioning, didn't work, or they had to be pulled out of that property after being injured or something like that. A horrible, terrible thought, and this is a small way that you can improve the safety of your home. So there you go. That's our program.
One thing you have to realize is that when you go to sleep at night, you lose your sense of smell.
Really?
So, yeah, so smoke isn't going, the smoke isn't gonna wake you up right away. It's gonna be maybe because you're choking on the smoke or whatever. That's why it's so important to have working smoke detectors and to make sure that they're always working.
I had no idea.
Yeah, I had, when I started the SAFE program, I did a lot of research, and I was like, I didn't know that. So, yeah, you do lose your sense of smell. The only sense that you really have when you're sleeping is your hearing.
Yeah.
That's the only one that's active. So that's what's gonna wake you, is your smoke detector.
Are the smart smoke detectors like I have in my home, I can check it on my phone, those have to be replaced in 10 years also?
Yes.
Yeah, yep. The hardwired ones need to be replaced in 10 years. The not hardwired ones, the smart ones, the dumb ones, they have a usable life. Yeah.
What's a good way to keep track of, I mean, 10 years is a long time off. You could lose track, you can't put it on your calendar.
Well, you
I'm
know,
just wondering what's a good way to.
A good way to remember?
if you look close here, and it's hard for me, I'm nearsighted, but on the side of every smoke detector, you can write down the date of when you put it in. You write down the date of when you should pull it out, for instance.
So it's the date you put it in, not the date it was manufactured?
No, it's the date it was manufactured, so
It's
you should
10
put the
years from the-
manufacturer's date
Oh,
on it.
okay,
So like if you buy one that's 3 years old, you're only gonna get 7 years out of
right,
it.
okay.
So before you purchase one or get one, just make sure
Yes,
that
I would have to pull mine down and look at it. I could tell when I bought it, but I don't know.
you don't know what the expiration date is. You don't know how long it sat on the shelf, so.
Right, it's good, it's only a few years old, but
Okay.
that's since I've had it.
And don't ever paint over them. Never, ever, ever paint over a smoke detector. I had a real estate agent message me a couple of weeks ago, and she said, she showed me a picture, and the smoke detectors were all painted gold. And I'm like, that's not a good thing. Make them take them down and replace them.
Yeah.
So you don't ever paint over them, because you're gonna lose the effectiveness of them. If they'll work at all. I'm not even sure if they will, but I just know you're not supposed to paint over them. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Now, Colleen, are yours hardwired?
I really don't know, I think they are.
Electrician would have to do it.
I'm just wondering. No, these aren't hardwired. These are designed, these are just battery
If
operated.
she had it hardwired.
If she had it hardwired,
Electrician
well-
would do it.
Her son-in-law could do it.
Can he come over to my house too?
He's our fire inspector.
I have a
So-
question on these smoke alarms. Where do you buy these new ones?
We're gonna give them to you if you need them.
I don't need them, but I have a friend who has a extinguisher near her cooking stove, and she puts the batteries out because it's always going off. And you say that will not do that, right?
First off, it's not really good to have a smoke detector right by where the cooking
I
area is.
understand that, but her house came with that. It's a mobile home.
Okay, but we could always, she could keep the batteries out of that one, and if you didn't want to leave a mark where that detector is, we could put one of these in somewhere else in the kitchen.
Okay,
I'll
will you
wait
do that
on the
even if
cooking
she's
area.
not here today?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Or to have a
definitely.
contact the fire department?
Sure,
Okay. I'll
Yeah,
have her do
it-
that.
And have her
Anderson
call-
is not here.
Kelly Park,
and she can call me, I'll give you my extension,
please.
and just tell her that we only work 24-hour shifts, but we're only there 2 days a week, so if I don't get back to her right away,
I'll tell her.
it doesn't mean I'm ignoring her, it just means I'm not there.
Thank you. She just shared that today with me, that she took the batteries out of it.
Wow.
Said not a good thing. I said, you gotta do something about that.
That makes me nervous.
Me too.
That makes me
Yes.
really nervous.
Well, a lot of people don't realize that once that smoke detector goes off, you've got 2 minutes,
Yeah.
give or take, to get out of your house. And if you think that it's a nuisance alarm, and trying to blow the air, blow the smoke away, like, the clock is running, right? And if that smoke detector doesn't work at all, because the batteries have been taken out, you have even less time.
And it's hard to get out of those mobile homes. If that door exit is blocked, then she could be in serious trouble.
Yes.
You know, so.
Thank you.
For those of you who want smoke detectors today, we can work that out. I've got a little piece of paper that you can just sign that you take possession of them. For those who aren't here today, this program is running year-long, okay? So there's no rush, there's no urgency. Mary Lou and my team, we can work with you guys to even help check your smoke detectors, see if they're functioning. install them as well. It's not a problem. You don't have to climb up on your step ladder
No.
with a drill.
No.
But yeah, anyone is welcome. There's no income limit. There's no rich, poor, mobile home, apartment. It makes no difference. Everyone is welcome to this program.
We just want to keep you safe. That's our biggest goal.
Are they just smoke or are they CO2?
Those are
also?
just smoke.
I'm glad you asked, because I've got carbon monoxide detectors too today.
Hey, I was gonna say, I have a bunch of carbon monoxide detectors too, so, like I said, we'll be working in conjunction with them, so if you need the CO detectors, or if you need the smoke alarms, or if you know neighbors or people that aren't here that need these, let us know, because we'll come in and we'll put them up for you.
It's a good program.
Now I gave you a little home fire safety checklist, some useful tips on how to stay safe in your house. Smoke detectors are great, but you don't want to start a fire in the first place, right? So if you're cooking, you need to stay by your stove. So you
Stand
don't-
by your pan.
Stand by your
That's
pan.
the motto of
Stand by your,
the public safety educators, stand by your pan.
stand by your pan. Don't smoke in bed. You shouldn't be smoking anyways, but if you smoke, don't do it in bed, do it outside, away from your home.
With a proper receptacle for the smoking material,
Nobody
please?
smokes in my house.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
They
They
can't.
all go outside.
Yeah, that's good. It's heating season now. I know sometimes you get a little chilly, people often they have space heaters and such as well. You want to keep anything ignitable, your nice jacket, your pants, your throw, you want to keep it away from your heater, all right? 3 feet, give it 3 feet.
Curtains, don't place them near the curtains.
We talked about smoking. Your grandkids, don't give them matches. Don't let them play with the matches. The barbecue starter, none of that business.
Candles, be careful of candles, if you burn candles. Especially if you have pets. If you don't watch your candle, pets are notorious for knocking things over. I have a dog that has a huge tail that would send a candle flying in my house.
Oh my gosh.
And cats that jump up on things, so you just gotta be careful,
You know your cat's trying to burn down your house.
yes. Those cats can be tricky.
And another thing that, it's also the holiday season, we're getting close now, plugging in the extra lights, the decorations, just make sure that things are plugged directly into the wall. Don't daisy chain a bunch of cheap extension cords or whatnot. It winds up drawing extra power, the things start to heat up, and they can be a source of ignition.
And make sure that the cords aren't frayed. Check the cords, make sure those aren't frayed, because that's also a safety hazard. And do not put extension cords underneath a rug.
Don't do it, don't do it.
There's a reason that we tell people this, is because somebody has done it somewhere along the line.
Yeah,
I
it's
have
true.
some of my outlets, of the old outlets, should I change those to the trim plug socket?
That's probably not a bad idea. I know.
I'm not doing that
Cha-ching,
for you, though.
cha-ching.
Oh, electrician.
Yeah, no, we can't do that kind of stuff. But also with the program that I have in Sturbridge, and I know my poster's been up here somewhere, it was a Help You, Help Us program. And if you want us to, we will come into your house and go over and see if there are any safety hazards in there, whether it be fire safety, tripping hazards, lighting hazards. We offer that service, so you could take advantage of us. Just, give me a call and let me know, and we'll come in and check the house for you.
How about plugging into power strips?
Those are okay, but you just don't want to overload them.
Just because it has.
Just because it has 8 plugs in it, putting 8 extensions in there just kind of makes me nervous.
You don't do the toaster and the hair dryer and the dishwasher and your huge flat screen TV and your stereo system. That's 5. The other hair dryer,
There's got to be a video game or something in
the
there.
video games,
Your charger for your phone.
and your 2 chargers.
Yeah.
One for your iPad, one for your phone. No, don't do
no.
it. Don't do it.
Not a good idea.
Now, you guys have all signed in, right?
Yes.
Today, who wants to go home with smoke detectors?
I have one that needs to be replaced.
Okay.
Can I do that myself? It just sits there, you know? I have one that's old. Well, I have two. I have
Is it up on the ceiling?
one is on the wall, that is it's a foot, about 10 inches
Below the ceiling?
Yeah.
Okay,
like the instructions said.
okay.
And it's smoke and
CO?
carbon.
Okay.
But the other one is strictly smoke, and that's an old, and it really should. It just sits up on the top of
The dresser or something?
a curio cabinet.
Oh,
Way up
okay.
high,
Oh, no, no, no,
Next to
no.
the ceiling.
Okay, we can come in and, I mean, if you want, we can come in and put it on the ceiling for you.
Well, I can do that myself.
You're gonna get up on a
Oh,
ladder?
yeah, just,
Here we go. Here we go.
she's gonna help me.
Mr. Supernat, if you are gonna get up on a ladder, promise me you will have somebody there
I will-
at least
I will.
spotting the
My
ladder.
nephew.
Okay, all right. Well, if your nephew's gonna be there, send him up on the ladder.
Okay, I'll do that.
You promise?
I promise.
Okay. Everybody's a witness to that, right?
She's had to take care of me before, so.
That's it, you know, I'm gonna come with the fire truck, I don't wanna have to come back with the ambulance. Is it heads up?
No, it wasn't.
Oh, now it is.
Now, there you go. It's one thing to have the, the smoke detectors, CO2, but how about proper placement where they're going? It should be by a bedroom, is that how the outside
It's-
bedroom?
The newer constructions right now require smoke detectors in every bedroom. In the bedroom.
Outside.
Now, the older ones that are grandfathered in, it was one detector within 10 feet of each bedroom. And you're supposed to have one smoke detector in every living space. So you should have one at the bottom of your basement stairs. That's a good place to have one. One at the top of the stairs. If you have an attic, if it's not finished, it's not required, but my suggestion is to put one there. In the garage, you shouldn't have a smoke detector in your garage, you should have a heat detector. All right, because a smoke detector in your garage is, anything from the exhaust could set that off, and you don't want that to happen. But if there's a fire in there, the heat detector will go off.
So how would that, now, I can't hear things in my garage, so does it put a speaker inside your home, or how do you?
That I don't know. You're not, you wouldn't hear that?
My garage is attached, but I have to walk out of the house and then into the garage.
I'm not sure, is it hardwired in there?
No, there's nothing in the garage, there's no smoke detector in there, I'm just wondering how you hear it.
Oh, I don't know. I honestly, I don't
Where
know.
you can walk from your home right into your garage,
Yeah.
but I can't do that. I have to go out
That's
of the
something
house.
I can look into and let you know, all right, because I'm not 100% sure. Now, are the smart ones that you have, are those
I
hardwired?
just have one smart one, and it was originally 3-bedroom, and it's kind of like out in the hall, outside of, well, it's not 3 bedrooms anymore, we made one master bedroom, so it's just outside of the 2
Okay.
doors,
Yeah,
but not in the room.
No, but is it hardwired?
No, it's just a
It's just
battery.
standalone? Now, are the other ones hardwired?
There's no other ones, I just have the one.
It's good that you're here today.
Michael,
Well,
It's
I was
good that you're
always
here.
told that, well, when we bought the house, they had to come inspect it.
yeah,
And they said it was fine, it had to be outside, I'm not saying who, outside the bedroom, and that was it, we don't have any, because we have a laundry room, that's where the furnace is, we don't have a basement, so everything, the house is only about 800 square feet, or just over 800.
it's on a slab?
Yeah,
Okay.
there's a crawl space underneath.
Right. Is there an attic?
There is an attic, it's not finished, it's just a pull down and climb
Yeah.
up the ladder.
You should have a smoke detector up
I
there.
don't have that. But I thought it was curious, should it be?
Just, it's not part of the code, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. So I would put a smoke detector in the attic. It's not gonna,
Yeah,
hurt
so I would
anything.
need the attic, I would want to put it in the kitchen.
why, you cook a lot?
No, I'll tell you a smoke alarm story, because my phone went off the other day, and I was at my mother's house,
Oh, that's
which
right.
is right next door, and it said, I think I texted
Yeah, you told me the story.
I'll tell everyone else, and my phone said, smoke is filling in the hallway. I'm like, my wife's phone.
No, go ahead.
So anyways, I was worried about my wife's home with the animals, and as soon as I'm looking at my phone's ringing, it's my wife. She says, "Can you silence the alarm?" I was cooking, and I set off the alarm. I said, I can't silence it unless I'm so many feet from it. I can do it with my phone.
Yeah.
I said, do it with your phone. There's a big red button you gotta hold your finger on for so many seconds, and then it'll silence it. It tells you that you're cooking or you're home, you set it off.
Yeah.
But it was just funny that she called me in the house next door to silence it. If it went off right now and nobody was home, I can't do anything to silence it, but I could call, my smoke alarm is going off. But I can look at it right now and hit it, and it'll tell me everything's fine, tells me the battery level. I can't do a test on it from here because I'm not close enough.
Okay.
But in my recliner, I can say, all right, get ready, everyone.
Everybody,
We're
yeah.
outside, we're gonna test it. And it talks to you first. It'll tell you smoke is filling, and if you don't respond to anything, then it starts blaring away.
Now, ours aren't that fancy.
But
Ours
they'll
aren't
work.
that fancy, but
They'll
they
save
certainly
a life.
work. Yeah.
You know, one other thing, you should have a home escape plan. This is something that I teach to my students, that one, you should know 2 ways out of every single room in your house. If there's only, if you don't, if by some chance there's no window, then you need to get out. But if there's a window and you go out of your room and there's fire, don't go. Close your door, take a blanket, put it along the bottom of the door, all right, that will stop some of the smoke from coming in. Then get to the window and grab a shirt, a pillow, stuffed animal, toy, I don't care what you grab, wave it out the window and use your outside voices and, you know, scream, I'm here, help me, Happy New Year, I don't care what, okay, because when we get there in the fire truck, one firefighter is going to be dedicated to walking around your house. And they're going to be looking up and down at every single window. And what they're looking for is to see if somebody is trapped there. And if there is, then we're throwing a ladder and we're going to come and get you. And we'll help you down the ladder, trust me. All right? We will. We're trained in this. We just did a training the other night on rescue over ladders. So we're pretty good at it, so trust us. All right, but you should know, like I said, 2 ways out of every single room. And if you open your door and you see smoke, no fire, I know it's gonna be hard, get down on all fours and crawl.
That's besides the door to exit and enter. You're saying 2 ways to get out?
Of every room.
Yeah, the
So it's
door is
either a
one.
window or a door. Those are your 2
I think we
ways.
have windows in every 2 windows.
Once in a while, I'll get one of the students that'll say, I don't have a window in my bedroom, and I'm like, okay, that's probably against code, but I'm not gonna go down that road. And I'm like, you know what? We'll talk to your parents and we'll figure this
The
out.
bathroom's the only one. Nothing.
There's no another window in your
No
bathroom?
window
Really?
in the bathroom. I was under the understanding that if there's no window, then it has to have a vent. But there's no window in our bathroom. But, I mean, it's the house is small too, so it's kind of easy to,
But what I'm saying is you don't wanna walk out into fire.
no,
You wanna, if there's smoke, we tell the kids, get low and go. Just get down on all fours and crawl, because smoke rises, and that's where, and all the stuff that's in houses these days is nasty, nasty, nasty. You don't wanna be breathing that in at all. And if you're down low to the ground, that's where the air is clearest. And if you'll notice, firefighters, when we go in, we're on our hands and knees. Because even though we're breathing off of our air packs, we need to see. And houses that are on fire are dark, smoky, and everything. So the closer we are to the ground, the easier it is for us to see things. All right, so those are 2 things that are pretty important. Just knowing how to get out of your house if you have to.
There you go.
I could talk about
Now
fire
you know.
safety for
Now you know.
hours and hours. But I guess that's all I've got for right now. Oh wait, one other thing. Does everybody have fire extinguishers?
no.
Not a bad idea. Are they up to date?
Yes.
Very good, very good. It's not a bad idea to have one, all right?
We had to use ours the other, last month.
What happened?
We had a fire in our cellar.
Oh, I remember that, I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh,
And,
where was your fire?
Just in the cellar, and they used the extinguisher and got it out. Then we called the fire department, they came and got the smoke out.
Right, right. I remember I saw the address, I was like, oh my God, that's Pauline's house.
Yeah.
It's sad when I remember
It's not really my
addresses,
house, but I live there.
but it's not a bad idea to keep a fire extinguisher. And I'm talking for something small. Not if you wake up and the whole room is engulfed in flames. Just get out. But if it's a small fire, something in the waste paper basket, just something small, something,
I went outside with a torch,
well, good.
and I had 3 people there, and they took care of it.
Good.
My daughter and son-in-law were there, they took care of it. And John came up, they called John.
Oh, of course. But no, it's always a good idea to keep a fire
And John is
extinguisher
the one
around.
that suggested we call to get the fire.
The smoke out, that's true, that's what we do. We have these special fans, we have positive pressure fans, negative pressure fans, that we can get the smoke out of your house, if you need it.
Well, there you go.
Before I think of anything else, does anybody
No,
have
if you
any,
can think of anything, it's good.
does anybody have any questions?
When I speak with my friend, I tell her that there's no cost for the alarm.
Exactly, there's no cost for the alarm, no cost for the installation, nothing. Our job is just to save lives, and that's what we want to do. We want to keep you safe, but you have to help us a little give and take there.
Thank you.
And if any of you have those file of lights, and you need help filling them out, let me know, because we're more than happy to come and do that with you too.
Keep it in my car.
Good, you need it in your car. Because I have the regular ones that go on the fridge, and I have the smaller versions that go in your wallet. Because if we walk in and you're unconscious, you can't help us. So those file of lights, that's when they become really, really important, because it'll tell us what kind of conditions you have, what kind of medications you're on, and it may help us diagnose what's going on quicker than if we just had to go from scratch. Okay?
All right.
There you go.
Thank you.
And you know, we're a resource. You know, I'm a little further away in Worcester. Mary Lou is here. For all those on the camera, you're missing out on a great presentation.
Yes, you are.
You know, but the program is running year-long, and it's nationwide. So for those who aren't here today, they can sign up with the Senior Center, and we'll schedule a time to meet up with them. For those of you who are here today and want some smoke detectors that we can install at your place afterwards, raise your hands. We'll get our paperwork filled out, and that'll be it.
How can you do this cost-free? How do you get them?
Grants?
Very nice.
We've partnered, for these supplies, we've partnered with Kitty Fenwell,
Yeah.
based over in Ashland.
Yeah.
I've got thousands of these things in my warehouse at the moment, you know, and it really is a nationwide program. As much of what we do at the Red Cross is in fact, responding to single and multi-family fires. You know, you think it's the hurricanes and the tornadoes and whatnot, but our day-to-day is really home fires. So this is one of the few things that we can do to help make people a little safer.
And a lot of the companies that do manufacture these things are more than willing to supply them to us free of charge. So I have a bunch of CO detectors, and I think mine are Kitty also, that they've so generously donated to us. Your insurance companies, they are big donators for this kind of stuff, because it's to their benefit. They don't have to pay out insurance if you've got some working smoke detectors, so.
There you go.
Very good.
Okay, who wants some?
I'll get my papers.
So is it okay if I take one and
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
You gonna take some
You will
today?
call my friend and have him call you.
Okay.
Sure, she will.
Okay, I'm out, I'm leaving the station at 3 today, but I'll be back on Monday for a 24-hour shift, okay?
Very good, thank you.
thank you very much, Mary.
You're welcome, no problem. Glad to help.
AMME. thing.